What? The acting Grandmaster? You need to give her your full support. Oh, Lisa. You'd better not forget to return your books on time. I made that mistake once, and boy, was she angry. My arm is still numb from last time. That outrider is a clever and righteous knight. Be careful not to step out of line in front of her. Diluc? He was cute as a young lad, but nowadays he just seems to be in a world of his own. Overall, not much fun to hang out with. Kaeya. Seems she has failed to elude the acting Grandmaster's investigative skills, despite the pointers I gave her. I'm kidding. No need to go reporting me or anything. Albedo, eh? Calm, collected, and incredibly talented. He's the type everybody likes. Some even more so than others. What, you into him as well? Have you tried one of Diona's drinks? Oh, right. You're still underage. Such a shame, it truly is, to not be able to revel with you in such bliss. I guess all we can do is wait for you to be old enough. Now that you mention him, it is a shame there is no one in the Knights of Favonius to inherit the Grandmaster's approach to his work. I must say, I really do appreciate people like him. What? You think Fischl having one eye covered is very fitting, given her title of Prinzessin der Verurteilung? If that's the case, that must make me a future royal progeny too, no? I was entrusted by the acting Grandmaster to work in the background to support Noelle. But there hasn't been much for me to concern myself with. She has a good head on her shoulders. Quite the relief. Ah, you want to know about the secrets of Sister Rosaria. That, I cannot tell you. Though my impression of her is not bad, certainly better than a certain someone whose name I won't bother to mention. She's honest with herself. She casts off that which she has no time for, and she doesn't feign motivation for affairs that do not interest her. Sucrose may not be much of an extrovert in public, but as they say, it's always the quiet ones. Apparently, her laboratory is home to quite the eclectic range of implements, and her experiments are more than just intellectually stimulating. All hearsay, of course. You don't seriously think I would go snooping around a fair lady's private quarters, do you?
I can smell mist flowers. It must be Dr. Baiju. What is he doing here? Are you okay? Do you feel faint? Is your stomach sore? Or is it a sore throat? I've got it. You're fatigued from all that adventuring. No? You're fine? Phew! Otherwise, he would have made you drink some traditional herbal medicine. It's so bitter. That was the Tianquan. Did you see? She just walked past. Come here. Closer. Let me tell ya, she knows everything that happens in Liyue. So, keep a low profile. Don't attract her attention. Is Hu Tao picking on you too? Ugh, that prankster always waits till I least expect it, creeps up on me from behind, and then boop, then laughs herself silly. But I can handle it. And she does bring me fermented plum blossoms once in a while so I can make flour cakes. So I don't hold a grudge. Diona from Springvale! Ah, I heard she mixes a great drink, so I came specifically to see her. I thought perhaps I I could use her secrets in my cooking and bring out more flavors. But the tips that she gave me, like soaking lizard tails in beer, or putting bits of smoked fish in dandelion wine, all came out really awful. Guess it's up to me to work it out myself then. Oh, Beto is the greatest. Every time I go out sailing with her, she always manages to fish up lots of fresh ingredients. Octopus tentacles go great in soup, and seaweed fries up great with some chilies. Not just Beto, but everyone on board the Crux loves my cooking. I've come across a lot of fussy eaters, but Mr. Xiangling is very particular and has no problem getting straight to what he has to say. The first time I served him salt and pepper tofu, he took just one bite and then proceeded to say, "It would be better to try sea salt extracted from the shallow seas of Guyun Tower, because it would bring a fresh sense of depth to the tofu." I tried it, and the taste was just so different. He's just amazing, don't you think? Chongyun? I always see him on his way to eat at Wanmin restaurant with Xingqiu. Or perhaps I should say I see him being dragged there by Xingqiu. Chongyun doesn't eat hot food. Every time the hot food arrives, Xingqiu politely apologizes and proceeds to try every dish. I just want to dig in with him. The look on Chongyun's face is priceless. They're quite interesting, those two. Ganyu? Oh yeah! I remember her! Vegetarian, right? She doesn't come to the Wanmin restaurant very often, but when she does, she sits alone in the corner and eats her meal in total silence. Poor girl, she seems kind of lonely. I always give her an extra-large portion because I feel sorry for her. Funniest thing is, she eats every last bite. Every time! I wouldn't have guessed she'd have such an appetite just by looking at her. I'm proud to call her a fellow chef. She hasn't swung by the Wanmin restaurant in ages, though. Maybe our teacher is trying to protect her from me or something. Last time we hung out, I was about to dig into some fresh raw octopus from the Sea of Clouds. But not only did she stop me from eating it, she sent our teacher to tell me off too. I'm older, so I'd always seen myself as the senior chef out of the two of us. But sometimes, I'm really not so sure. Xinyan always comes to the Wanmin restaurant for a late-night snack. She gobbles up all the new dishes that the likes of Xingqiu and Chongyun don't go near. And 9 times out of 10, she enjoys them too. She's great.
Acting Grand Master, leader of the Knights of Favonius, everyone seems to like her a lot. Oh, me? Of course I have nothing but admiration for her. I always take good care of Lisa. If she ever wants to become a star, she'll have my unconditional support. I'll cheer at the top of my lungs until my voice goes hoarse. That might scare off her other fans, though. I've seen Amber rushing out of Mondstadt on a mission countless times. Being an outrider doesn't look easy. Oh, Master Diluc? Last time when I was performing at Angel's Share, he kept frowning. Maybe he doesn't like my singing. Venti's voice is amazing, but all the songs he sings and the ones I'm good at are very different. I tried to learn them, but the melodies are just so complicated. Granite always comes to the cathedral covered in scrapes and bruises. Though it clearly never bothers him a bit given the big grin he always has on his face. He really should take better care of himself. My father left on the expedition with Grandmaster Varka. I hope they are okay. What am I worried about? The Grandmaster is none other than the Knight of Boreas. Of course they will be fine. Still, I will be sure to pray for their safe return.
Sister Rosaria is hard to get to know, especially given she never joins in on prayers, but I'm sure she believes in the Animo Archon, although I still don't really have the courage to try to talk to her.
Noelle is just the cutest. She's so kind and patient. You just feel totally relaxed when you're around her. Oh yeah, and she makes the tastiest snacks. Best part is they're all so healthy.
Kaeya? You can only trust half of what he says, at best. I believe Lisa has the potential to become the most reliable of the knights, if she's willing. Trifling matters can become Jean's greatest enemy. Her unparalleled sense of responsibility is the sole reason why she still hasn't found her true calling. The land of Mondstadt, by the Animo Archon's grace, is bountiful. I see no need for the harvest forecasts of astrologers. Diana's attitude towards me is, how should I put it, rather rigid. I've yet to find the opportunity to speak with her properly. I'm not sure if it's an issue with my family line or... Oh? It's not? She simply despises alcohol? Huh. I never thought I'd come across another bartender like myself in Mondstadt. Grandmaster Varka. While I understand his disposition, I can make no sense of his actions. I've said too much already. I've long since left the Knights of Favonius. Forget I said anything.
Here, let me help you. Jean is a gifted and dedicated leader. Seeing how hard she works makes even me want to help her out. Amber was just a young girl when she joined the Knights, and in the blink of an eye, she's turned into such a strong young lady. I'm curious to see what she'll be like a few years from now. Have you heard Barbara sing before? Her angelic voice contains a magical healing energy. A different kind of magical energy from the one in my potions, of course. I wonder which one you prefer. You want to know about Diluc? In that case, I know someone else you should talk to. Come on, Razor. That's it. Good boy. Let's do some combat practice. I found you the perfect partner. Hey, come back! Last time little Clee wanted to use my workshop for her experiments, I had to say no, and she was angry at me for the rest of the day. What happened the next day, you ask? She went off happily to play outside, of course. Asked Mona. She seems to be an excellent mage, but I'm not a part of their Hexen Circle. The idea of Erminsel exploration and formal tea parties just leaves me cold. Albedo is quite the alchemist. Just say the word and he'll come up with a good solution. He's easy on the eyes, too. Just like you. Fischl. Yes, she's always in the library looking to borrow fantasy novels. She always returns her books 3 days early and looks after them very well. She's a good kid. Every time I ask Noelle to dust off the bookshelves, I'm always left with the sense that the more exhausted I make her, the happier she becomes. Yes, who knows what's going on with her? Try not to bother Sucrose if you're at a loose end. You'll only startle the poor girl. She's gifted at interacting with all sorts of exotic creatures, just hopeless when it comes to humans.